Autumn's here, it's a time of change, it's a time for reflection, so it might be time to just take a look back and see how you've been doing with your social media content over the last period of time. So we're here to give you our 6-step plan on how you can make a really good social media analytics report for free from scratch. So here we go. Number 1, you need to export your data. This is normally done in the form of a CSV file. So just go to your insights on Facebook or Twitter or whatever you're using and find the download CSV button. You can normally do this over any kind of time frame, maybe a week or a month or a quarter, up to you. We normally do a month, but make sure you download as much data as you possibly can for the type of time frame you're after. Number 2, remove any unnecessary data points. Now, getting all this data in one spreadsheet is pretty massive and it's a pretty big task to wade through all that stuff, and honestly, not all of the data is going to be what you need. So just make sure that you're selecting all the relevant data points. That's normally stuff like engagement, reach, impressions, all that kind of stuff, and just sack off everything else, delete all the unnecessary columns. Number 3, find your averages. So what you'll have then, once you've deleted all the old stuff that you don't need, you'll have a list of all the posts that you've done over that particular date period, and it will give you all the data you need. What you want to do is find all the averages of those data points. So that's obviously total up all the different points, divide them by how many posts you did over that time frame. So when finding that average, you might want to put in a median average as well. That'll let you find the average number between all your posts, but will also account for any massive posts that did really well as an outlier and still give you a fair representation of what's average. Number 4, you need to find your rate of measure. So you've got all your data, that's great. So one post got 100 likes. Is that good? We don't know. It might be good for your Facebook page, which had 5,000 followers, but it might not be as good for your Twitter page, which might have 15,000 followers. So although it's still 100 likes, one's more likely to be more popular on one platform than another. So it's great having all this data, but if you find your per impression rate and your per follower rate, it gives you a lot better idea of just how your content performed. Number 5, set targets. So now you've got your baseline, you know the average sort of scores that your stuff normally tends to get. It's all about trying to better yourself. So what we do is an easy way to set a target is get your average and multiply that by 1.5. That means trying to do an extra 50% of what you're already doing. You might have better targets, more clearly sort of defined targets in your head, but we find that multiplying it by 1.5 is just a nice way to get you going. Once you start smashing those targets as well, move the goalposts so you're always trying to better yourself. Number 6, you need to add context to this data. So it's great, you can see sort of peaks and troughs in all your data. You can see that on this date you got a really big spike in impressions or engagement or something like that. Now add context. And what that means is you can go through to your posts that happened on a particular date, and you can see correlation between the post you did and the reaction it got. And obviously you want to do more of what went well, and if something didn't go so well, maybe try and do that sort of slightly differently. And that's really it. I've written a really big blog post that goes into a lot more detail, so you can find the link to that in the description of this video. As ever, let us know what you think. Do you do stat reporting all the time? Are you really new to it? Is there any sort of particular ways of measuring things that you're still a bit fuzzy on? Let us know in the comments, or as ever, tag us in on social.